Well, I think they're awfully good. They play extremely hard. Run the ball well. Got a running back. They're going to try to, they're going to try to keep it a short game if they can. They do a great job protecting a quarterback and taking shots and double moves. They do a good job early of trying to get you out of the rhythm to establish a run, but have a lot of balance early in what they do. Defensively, they're very, very active. They got a really good front, reasonably high-end player at defensive end, number 92. That's awfully good. I think they have two senior linebackers that play with great presence, and you're watching them play Penn State and fly around. The score got a little hand, but they are teeing off on those cats. I think they got 6 preseason all-league players. They got an excellent punter, Trent, that I know reasonably well, not great, but I got a lot of respect for him. It's a no-nonsense guy that's going to get a team to play their style. I believe their style is they're going to try to be a very physical football team. They're going to try to run the ball. They're going to play great defense, and they're going to play stubborn defense. They're going to take away that run and try to get you one-dimensional, get you third and long, and tee off on your quarterback. And they're impressive. I mean, everybody says, it's FCS, you got to play Big Ten schools, and we do. I mean, we're going to play a lot of teams with probably across the board more talent than Indiana State. But there's a reason they're talking about having a chance to be conference champions. There's a reason they beat Western Kentucky 44 to something last year, 17 I think it was. There's a reason that, when you're playing in that league and you're playing against Northern Iowa and North Dakota State that won the championship in that league, and Youngstown State, you're playing Illinois State. They're playing some real good football teams. The quality of the upper echelon of that league is very comparable to MAC programs, and MAC programs have consistently played well against the Big Ten, and MAC programs have beaten us recently as well. So I think they're a quality team. I believe they're going to come in and give us they're going to come in and fight to win the football game, and we better be ready to answer the bell, because this one is not going to be easy. And we've been talking about that for several weeks. What's that now? I'm sorry? I don't know. When you practice, there's always the give and take, ebb and flow of practices or up and down days. I do think offensively, if the offense really gets into some rhythm, there's some nice pieces. I don't know if anything is great, but there's a lot of things. And Trey's ability to run a little, and if we throw it well, we got a couple backs, and the line plays hard. There's some balance, and you can get the ball in space. And I think even though we're young and we're not going to be great yet, I think the offense in time can be reasonably complete. And if we execute, present some problems for defenses. And I think we've made some stride defensively, but as we went through camp, I was really pleased watching our offense going against their defense. I was concerned about our defense, but I really saw some things offensively like, hey, this is what we want. This is what it looks like. We have been very great in taking care of the football, which will be key. We're talking about creating turnovers in every game, not just this game, every game, which will be key. We've worked a lot on kicking. I think we've made some strides in certain areas. I still think specifically in punting for Mr. Fisher that we need to get our punt team to execute well and specifically exchange the ball properly. And if you're sitting there, my comment to the coaches the other day, if we're on the 25-yard line and we have a net punt of 20 and the ball's on the 45-yard line, well, Buck will tell you that's 4-down territory. So if you got 4 downs to get 10 yards, you're going to get it most times. You might as well go for it. And if you don't get it, give it to them on the 25, because 3 downs to get 10 yards to kick a field goal, you probably hold them to 3. If you punt and give it to them on the 4 down, they get the first down, then they got momentum, boom, they're in the end zone. So I don't want to be this Arkansas high school guy going for it. Mike Leach was always aggressive going for it. But if we're not going to exchange it properly, that affects your 2nd down and your 3rd down calls. So we're looking at all things offensively and defensively and kicking, how to work together. But if we do have concern, we need to be a little bit better in the kick game. If we're going to play good defense, we're not going to turn it over. And when we do, the offense is going to exchange the ball and give the defense a chance to have good field position. We've worked at it. Proof will be in the pudding. Those punters, a little bit like the golfers and the kickers on the driving range. Now you get out there and the bullets are flying faster and the fairway tightens down. They don't kick it as well. So it'll be interesting early if we have some guys that can handle the stress of kicking in Big Ten play. Well, I don't know if anybody's won it. He's just played the best short term. Been playing the hardest. He's awfully talented. We got Isaiah Roundtree. Missed about a week here for concussion, so he's a little bit on the. And to me, when you miss a lot of time right before the first game, you got to kind of earn that back. You got to kind of get back in rhythm and get in flow and show that we can trust you with the ball. And he missed a couple scrimmages where we're banging the heck out of you. And we don't know, it's one thing versus scouts staying on the ball, but when it's full go. So we got to get Isaiah back in the mix because we've got 4 pretty decent ones. David Blackwell being the 5th. But with Steven and with Tevin and with D'Angelo, those are the 3 that we'll primarily go into this game with. They're all comparable. Tevin's probably got the most talent. Steven can be the most consistent, doesn't play the hardest. And D'Angelo's a nice change up, it fits in. So you'll see them all. And I don't know if I'd call anyone the starter, but the order right now is probably Tevin has played harder and has the most talent. And we'll start with that and see how it goes. And at the same time, if you're a good football team, you're going to play more than one back. We're going to need 2 or 3. And we talk about, throwing the ball a little bit more, but those backs, there's a lot on those guys with protections and route running and carrying the football. And so we'll need all 3 of those guys, and we'll see how Isaiah Roundtree gets back in the mix. A little bit of both. I mean, like I was talking to Steven the other day, and I said, maybe I'm wrong, but my standard for you is pretty high. Now, maybe I'm the guy that's wrong here. Maybe my standard shouldn't be as high. So my standard's a little bit higher than I see your performance. So maybe I'm wrong. Sometimes we all make mistakes. Maybe I'm making a mistake, and I've misjudged what I think he is. I think he could be an upper-level Big Ten back. He's 220. He's got really good feet. He's got really good hands. But he needs to be better in pass protection. He needs to be more physical. He needs to run behind his pads and get 2 or 3 tough yards. That's where he's not complete. The physical side of his game needs to come out. His skill set's reasonably good. And if he can have the edge and the attitude of a great running back, he could be an upper-level running back. Right now he's pretty good. Coleman's got a little bit more of that edge where there's a little bit more physical presence, a little bit more toughness and all that he brings. Now with that, you got a freshman that makes some mistakes. So neither one's really the one yet. And D'Angelo, who's a little bit smaller, and I wouldn't call D'Angelo a scat back or a speed guy, but he's a little bit smaller, but he does give us a little bit of spark. So they're all 3 kind of different, but they all 3 can do a lot of things for us. So I think you'll see them all. And trust me, the only motivation we got for our guys is just trying to put the best guys out there to win. You'll see them all. But right now, based on what we've seen, Tevin's been the best. That's short term. But as you go into games, we'll see if things change. It just runs hard and fast, has instincts. Some guys got it. I was talking about a recruit the other night that I saw on tape, and the guys that went to offer, and I saw the other game, he had over 4 touchdowns, a couple hundred yards. And I told you, the guy looked like some guys just look like it, right? The guy looks like a back. He looks like a back. I don't know. It's not a stopwatch. Some guys look like, some guys look like quarterbacks. Some guys don't. You can tell when they signal if they look like quarterback. And saying he's got a chance to be okay. He's still a freshman. He'll stink and mess it up a little bit, but he's got a nice future. But again, like around here, as soon as we do good, we've been so poor. As soon as somebody does something, pass somebody's head, their head gets inflated. We go out there and just play averages all get up. We're just a vicious cycle of up and down because no one knows how to keep coming. No one knows how to handle success. No one knows how to push themselves. And a couple guys like Trey and some guys have. Some other guys haven't done poorly. They just haven't done the standard that they're capable of doing, the standard that we need, the standard the culture we're trying to create. You're really good when really good. We're not a bad team because of bad players. We're a bad team because good players don't play good enough. That's why you're not good. Every team's got bad players. The really good teams have good players that play good, and good players practice good. Their Tuesdays are good, and their Wednesdays are good, and they go out there and they walk that little 2x4 on Saturday, and they fly around and they play like players. And we'll see if we got some guys that we keep bridging and walking that walk. We'll see where we get as we move forward this week.